I'm part of a big team of people, and the new Auckland Council is a group of about 8,500 to 9,000 staff, so we're a big organisation. We have a budget of about $55 billion of assets and about $5.5 billion of operating budget, so we're a big company. And so, you know, yes, I've led the urban design vision for the city and led many projects, but they're delivered and led by others. So it's a big team effort. So yeah, it's a big program of work. But when you start a project like Auckland, the City Transformation Project, it's not about overnight. It's about understanding that it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a long journey. And it'll be hard, it'll take time, but you have to start. And so we started by talking, which is a strange thing to say, but you listen, you talk with your ears. There's a Maori expression where you listen a lot. And so understanding the people, understanding its psyche. And I mention the word psyche because, again, it's the city is really a human being in some sense of a word. It has a lot of traits which are human, and confidence and beauty and intelligence are all things I would describe as a city. And so you're almost being like a bit of thinking about a city as a doctor. What are the problems? What are the symptoms of dysfunctionality, of lack of livability? And so you have to think about designing up a range of tools. And your minister, Tong, I believe today, was exactly talking about this. It's not a binary solution. It's a multitude of things need to be done, from education through to delivering projects. But the most important thing for me was tackling the car dominance on the city. And so we needed to think about how we would shift from a very car-centric city to a people-centric city. And so we started with lots and lots and lots and lots of small projects done really well. And what's happened is a lot of the time people don't notice the small projects, and you know, with large projects, the grand projet, as you would say in French, the big projects become big targets, and the big projects can be quite polarizing, so that they tend to, oh, everybody likes it, but also everybody hates it. Sometimes if you do lots of small things really well, the goodness creeps up on the city, and after a while, the city feels different, but not everybody understands exactly why. And so we started taking parking spaces, we started narrowing roads, we started taking free left-hand turns. It doesn't sound very sexy, but it's really goes to the very essence of how people move across the city and around it. And so we started doing lots of small things, changing the lights to favour people rather than the car, slowing down the speed limits in roads, you know, planting places for foliage and to show off the vegetation of the city and start to make the city feel more humane, more human. We also employed Jan Gale, who is a good friend of Singapore, to capture public life in Auckland, so that over the years, over the decades, we could come back and measure the change, because people need to see and feel that change. And I always remember hearing Mayor Bloomberg say this: "In God we trust, but everybody else give me data." And so people need to see, feel, touch, but they also need to see the data. And so we started categorizing and researching and understanding how people moved, and then prescribing the drug, the solution, the medicine, and to change that. It started one step at a time. So a whole range of things were done.